tonight. From NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's a special prime-time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Davis Mills and the Houston Texans taking on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight we start Week 9 with a prime-time matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Houston Texans. Again, everyone, with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
This will be fielded inside the 5. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Now for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first-half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going to the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hurts throwing right away, eluding the pressure right. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 35.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Throws this one right side to Pascal. And they'll get this down to the 10. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll run with Sanders. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Once again with Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Eagles put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and it's showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season, and those votes may even turn into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. As the Texans offense runs out, we get a peek at the man under center. Second-year quarterback Davis Mills out of Stanford.
And remember, when he came out of college, he left early, so a lot of people weren't really paying attention to this young man, but he was entrusted with a leadership role early in his NFL career and didn't shy away from it. His goal, continue to prove that there should have been one more quarterback that went in the first round of the 2021 draft.
His throw incomplete. The Eagles and Texans, polar opposites last year in terms of running the football. The Eagles were number 1 in the league. The Texans, 32nd, dead last. And in fact, the Eagles ran for nearly twice as many yards as the Texans did in 2021. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, here's Mills. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on third down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Looking to throw on second down. Mills. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Mills. And this is going to be incomplete. 4th down now looming after Philly's defense stands tall in coverage.
Well, they'll certainly be on the tablets going over that one for sure. Clearly, they were expecting something else out of the defense and couldn't adjust to make that completion happen.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him. So far, been so good this season, well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bullet. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence, and if we slow him down, now, guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make a play? Because he's made all the plays so far, so I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see. A big pickup there for the Eagles' first down, 18 yards.
Now, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. Touchdown! Caden Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot, because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
3rd and short yardage, Mills. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Mills on first down. And that's taken in. It's B.C. Johnson. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. To throw again on 2nd down. Mills. Again, it's Johnson. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 32-yard line. Mills again. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Looking to throw is Mills. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
Mills to the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And the Eagles going to get one final possession in this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there just before halftime. 47 yards. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some great games still to come. And I think we highlighted one of the better ones right there, as they'll get set to tangle with the Minnesota Vikings. Then later, they'll let the sun die down a bit in Tampa. A late start here in Florida, where it'll be the Buccaneers taking on the LA Rams. And then finally, Monday Night Football. The Ravens and Saints down at the Superdome at 8:15 Eastern Time. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
The Texans down on the scoreboard, but they do get the first crack here as we are back underway in the second half. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20, and they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And the Texans getting ready to go here to begin the third quarter. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hunt. 7 yards there and a first down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. They run again with Hunt. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 44 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Play action now. Mills. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. To throw, Mills. Another completion here to Hunt. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Mills to the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right, and that will keep the lead at 8.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Here's the jet sweep to Pascal. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Here's the jet sweep to Pascal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Zach Pascal taking it in from a yard out. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And his throw is incomplete. The veteran tight end Mercedes Lewis, the intended receiver. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Working out of the gun, Mills.
And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Mills, 4th down, gotta have it. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on 4th. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. They find some open field here.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Philadelphia. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Another run with Sanders. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Hurts sliding out of the pocket. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down. And they convert in style right there. A big play on 4th and long.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Here comes Sanders on the toss right. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Sanders toss left side. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Eagles are poised to move to 8-0 as they extend their lead even further. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 2nd and 10, Mills. And Lewis has it, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
And they'll throw again. Here's Mills.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Fourth down, Mills.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
This has just really been a solid second half from them, CD, as they add another touchdown to the lead and they start to pull away in what was once a close ball game.
Yeah, they actually put the Jets on in this one, didn't they? Put a little cherry on top with that touchdown. Now we just got to play out this final minute, and they'll get a chance to celebrate a very hard-earned victory.
point after, right down the middle. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Now the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit.
Mills can't get away, and down he goes. Javon Hargrave. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Talk about two sides of the ball across purposes, because mercifully this game's almost over for the offense, but the defense, they still want to get a few shots in. Up front 7, they've loved this ball game. They've been able to pad their stats, and maybe some backups can get in and get a sack as well.
So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Extra point splits the uprights, and this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, their defense has really struggled. A 2nd down throw for Mills. He'll get this one into the hands of Lewis. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Philadelphia, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week as they will take on the Washington Commanders. Meanwhile, for Houston, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the